Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you about social distancing. So we're going to talk about the 7 do's and don'ts to make the best out of social distancing. I know everyone probably already knows what social distancing is and we've been doing it for a while now, but I think it's really important to discuss it when we come back to school just to make sure that everyone has the same idea of what it is and we're all following the same guidelines to keep everyone around us safe. And social distancing is going to look a little different in college when we're living in dorms rather than when we're home with our family. So, first off, a little about me. My name is Rebecca, and I am a senior at Rider. I'm a health science major. So, I'm also on the swim team at Rider. That picture in the middle there is of my team last year. And then those are my 2 dogs. That was really fun during being home during quarantine this summer. They really kept me entertained and kept me in a better mood, even though we couldn't do much. I think it's really important that during this quarantine social distancing time, we really think about what we like to do and things that make us happy. So if we're ever feeling down and things like that, we can find something fun to do to really lift ourselves up. And for me, that was playing with my dogs. So I know everyone's probably a little worried about what living on campus is going to look like this year and what being at college is going to look like with social distancing. So I think it's really important for us to brainstorm some things that we can do that are fun and safe. So later in the presentation, we're going to go through some of those things, but feel free to start thinking about them now. So what is social distancing? I think we all know this, but let's just go through it really quickly anyway. So even though you may be healthy, it is important to practice social distancing. This is because it's possible to be an asymptomatic carrier of COVID-19. So you could think that you're healthy and go to a party or something like that and spread it to a lot of people. So that's why it's really important to not do things like that, as we've seen a lot of schools have been having some trouble with that. So, social distancing is about protecting you and others by slowing down the spread of COVID 19. Some things that you do during social distancing are stay at home as much as you can, stay 6 feet away from each other, and wear a mask. It's good to know that you can still socialize with people even though when we're social distancing, we just need to stay 6 feet away and wear our masks. Also, be mindful of higher risk groups such as ages 67 plus and people with chronic health conditions or weak immune systems. So, our first thing for our 7 do's and don'ts is to create a daily routine. So, establishing a routine will help you keep busy when there's not really much to do or when the days kind of all run together and feel the same. So, an example of a routine would be to wake up at the same time every day to make sure that our sleep schedule is staying on track. Then maybe you would make your bed, practice some self care, whether that's yoga, meditation, wash your face, do your hair, things like that. And then it's really important to exercise during social distancing or quarantine just so that it really can break up your day and make you feel a lot better. And then we want to schedule time to do classwork. With classes being completely online, it's going to be really hard to, especially for me, to stay motivated to do my work. I really like to do my work with my friends in the SRC, things like that. So I think for me, especially, and I would assume for a lot of you, it's going to be really important to make a schedule of what work you're going to do when throughout the day and kind of plan it out so that you don't really have an excuse to not do it and you don't want to be up all hours of the night trying to finish everything that you pushed aside. So number 2 is going to be don't lose connection. Just because we're in quarantine or social distancing doesn't mean you can't be social. You can keep in touch with your family and friends via Zoom, social media, phone calls, text, FaceTime, and other video chat apps. This is going to be even easier now that we're all back on campus because there's a lot of ways that we can be social but still be safe. So we can eat outside with our friends. The campus mall is really big. It was super easy to spread out far enough and still be able to hang out with your friends. There's also a lot of other cool places on campus that you guys can explore that are big enough to social distance but still hang out. So one way that we can stay connected with Rider especially is going to be with the virtual events they host. So we can't do a lot of in-person big events, but they're still going to have a lot of cool stuff for us to do. So we can check out the virtual events on Rider's website. We also get emails, all the students, called This Week at Rider. These are sent from Gabby. You'll see them, they're like once or twice a week. Some events that we've done in the past are virtual paint night, guest speakers, virtual open mic night, virtual 5K, and other things like that. So number 3 is do exercise. As I said before, exercise can really help you feel better throughout the day, especially in a time when a lot of people are feeling anxious and depressed. It's really hard to find the motivation to exercise, but then usually once you do it, you feel a lot better. So you want to create time in your schedule to exercise throughout the week. Create a playlist of your favorite songs to motivate you throughout your workout. For me personally, my favorite part of my workouts are listening to music. Check out the Campus Well app with the Rider and the Rider SRC Instagram page for exercise tips. Try different exercises, for example, yoga, HIIT, circuit routines, bedroom workout videos, walk, run walk and run outside in your neighborhood or around campus or on the track, go for a bike ride. And then check out other gym or workout apps for free workout trials. So examples of that would be Planet Fitness, Peloton, Beachbody, things like that. I've been doing Peloton lately and I really like that, and they're doing 3 months free, so maybe you guys want to check that out. Number 4, don't panic. So we can all feel very anxious during this time and depressed and things like that. So we want to really try to stay calm and stay positive. Some ways to help with that would be like meditating, yoga, things like that. You also want to follow your information from a reliable source. For rider information and just some general information about New Jersey, there's a link right there, rider.edu/resolved-and-ready. You can also talk to your friends and family about how you feel, and then if you're feeling anxious, as I said, you could try meditation. I know for me, one way to keep myself calm is knowing that around this area, the coronavirus testing is, there's plenty of them and it's easy to get one. So, for example, I found out that someone that I work with tested positive, so I was very nervous about it. So I just went online. And I found a place doing coronavirus tests, and I was able to set one up for the next day. So then I could get a test, and now I feel a lot more calm about the situation. Number 5, do stock up on all your daily needs. So just because we're social distancing doesn't mean that you can't go out at all. So you can go shopping for necessities whenever you need to. It's important to stock up on prescription, non-perishables, food, water, and snacks. This is especially important if you're living in a dorm because you never know when you could come in contact with coronavirus. And then if you do have to quarantine where you can't go out at all for 2 weeks, you're going to want to have some of your favorite snacks and things like that. You also want to make sure you're taking precautions when you go outside by wearing a mask. You could also try a grocery store with delivery services. I know there's a lot of grocery stores that do that, and then also on campus itself, they're doing delivery. So if you don't feel comfortable eating at one of the tables, you can pick the delivery option. You also want to order your groceries or food items early to avoid long waits. I know it's getting a lot better than the beginning of the pandemic, but I've noticed if you get up early and go to the store, it's a lot less crowded, and then if you go later at night, it's also a lot less crowded. So that's just something to keep in mind. Rider also has a food pantry that's available. So the woman that runs that is Sue Pearls. So feel free to look up Rider Food Pantry or look up Sue Pearls, and you could send her a quick email and she'd be happy to explain what they do there. 6 is don't shop online. So when I say don't shop online, I don't mean don't do it at all, but we want to be cautious of our budgets during the pandemic because it's really easy to just kind of be bored and try to shop online to make yourself feel better, and we don't want to do that. So we want to monitor our spending habits on online websites such as Amazon. I know for me this was tough. Shopping can become a coping mechanism, so if you're feeling sad or bored, you might just start shopping, so you need to really watch out for that. And then be aware of purchases in order to maintain financial well-being. So even though we're in a pandemic, we need to really still think about our future and make sure that we are not blowing all our savings during these couple months. And then number 7 is do catch up on all the things you've wanted to do. I know for me, I'm kind of happy that I'm going to have a lot more time than normal. I'm going to have less swim practices, less classes, things like that. So I'm really going to be able to go to a lot more events and things like that Rider hosts that I've never been able to go to before. So really make the most of your free time. You can start a new hobby, read a book, organize your closet, start a DIY project, create a blog, develop a new skill, anything like that. So I was brainstorming some safe ways to socialize on campus. So what I came up with was plan a picnic on the campus mall with a few friends. We're really lucky in New Jersey, it stays warm longer, like usually till the middle of October, so you can enjoy the summer sun on the lawn. Play a low-risk game such as tennis. Tennis is great because you can still talk to your friend, but you're very far away from each other, so you're really at low risk. We can spend time around the fire pits on campus. I was just walking around today. There was a bunch of Adirondack chairs set up that you can sit in a circle, things like that. And then have a meal in one of the new outside seating options under the tents, which are super cool. I love eating outside, so I'm really excited about these. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, my name's Rebecca. My email is green, GREENRE, @rider.edu. If you have any questions or you just want to chat about well-being and kind of settling into college, feel free to email me. Have a great day, everyone.